What's up, everybody? Nick Brengle here, and today we're talking. I'll be right back. What's up, everybody? Nick Brengle here, and today we're talking about Dehancer for DaVinci Resolve. It's a plug-in, third-party, color grading film emulation tool that is so powerful and amazing, and I'm going to talk about that today. So as we jump in, full transparency, Dehancer reached out to me to see if I'd be interested in using their product and talking about it and making a video. They didn't tell me what to do or what to say or be positive or negative or anything like that, but I'm gonna be positive because it is really awesome. I would not make a video if I didn't believe that. So there's been a lot of different plugins for color grading and film grain and getting different film stocks and just pushing and pulling color and doing all of these things in Final Cut or Premiere or Resolve or wherever it is, but nothing is like Dehancer. It is so finite. You can fine tune each and every piece of your image. You can really bring out that old film stock look if that's something you want. And you also don't have to use the film stocks that they provide. I also recommend just using this tool as your color grading enhancement tool, because the film grain and the print stocks and the bloom and just the color temperatures and all of the things that you can really dial in are so finite in Dehancer that it makes the experience in Resolve that much better. And for someone like me who used to use Resolve years ago when it was just a color grading software, and now I'm really trying to dive more into it since I'm shooting everything in RAW with the Blackmagic. And so this was an opportunity for me to do that and be in Resolve a lot more and do some color grading. So I think we're gonna jump right in and go sit at the desk. I'm gonna walk you through just some different tools and things that you can do in Dehancer and some cool stuff. So. Okay, so we're in Resolve and we're gonna fool around with Dehancer. All of the footage that you're seeing in this video has been edited in Dehancer. All the clips we're gonna look at here, all shot with the Sigma 18-35. No lights, all natural light, besides of course this shot and the main talking head shot. So if it's a talking head clip that we're looking at, then you know that there was a light source, but other than that, it's the sun and whatever available light that we had. So I'm going to jump right into a clip here. Now here, this is a bunch of clips that have already been edited, and this is the stuff that you're seeing in this video. But what I want to do for this segment is to go back and redo some clips and just show you what can be done. Okay, so we're gonna pick this clip. I like the light coming in out of my window next to my bed. I just sat there and just recorded for 30 seconds or whatever it was. So this is just me just sitting on the bed. The only light is coming from that window. And so the first thing I normally do is go into Camera Raw, open up that clip. I'll change it to the Gen 5 color science, which very shortly should be available in camera, but we'll switch to that. I like to hit the highlight recovery just to get a little bit of that back. And then I'm going to leave everything else alone right now, and I'm going to go over to my nodes, and I'm going to add another node, and on this we are going to add Dehancer. So we're going to add Dehancer to that. It automatically enables a few things. We're going to go ahead and disable everything just for our sake so that you're seeing everything as it's done. So the first thing you're going to notice is right up at the top you have your input and your source, and so depending on your camera you can choose, you know, your camera and your color profile. Some I think cameras aren't on there, so just maybe stick with Rec 709, or if you have to adjust that in some way. So of course we're with Blackmagic, so we're going to select Pocket, the Pocket 4K, which is the same as the 6K when it comes to the color science, and the format of course is film. And right away what you're going to notice is this changes already. It adds a little bit of color, a little greenish hues in there, and we're going to leave that be. Now we're going to go down to expand, and this is where the expand, the print, the color head, you get a lot of control, and I mean a lot of control. So the first you'll notice is you can kind of mess around with that black point. We can enable that, and you can just mess with just the blacks and the whites. And again, this is just for experimental purposes. We're playing around with this. This by no means is a final solution or final product. So the next thing I'm going to do is come down to print, and this is where we can really just get really detailed with our contrast and our color density before we start to add our film stocks on and really manipulate the color of our image. And I do think that this tonal contrast is much different than the contrast tools that Resolve gives you. It's just a little more accurate, I feel like, and a little more subtle. It doesn't give those really harsh darks, and it doesn't cut everything down. And so we'll just give it a light once over. Color density, we're going to add more color to it, and then you have the color head, which you can either have it as a gang and they all move together, and you can really see how obvious that the color changes, but we're going to leave that alone for now. We're going to go back up to our film stocks, and what we're going to do is right there you go, is Kodak Vision 3. You have so many options, and I guess for this we're going to go Vision 3, an old film stock, and we'll auto expand it. As you can see, it really crushes the contrast, and you can play with that and mess around with it, push and pull it. So what we have right now is a really basic grade with a film stock on top of it. Nothing special, nothing fancy at all, but it's all about personal preference and what you're going for. I think a lot of these lean more towards that old, maybe not vintage, but that old film stock look, but you can really achieve whatever you want. And also, you don't have to be using the film stocks. You can use this as a color grading tool with the expand and using the tonal contrast with the print and film grain, which we're going to get to now. So we're going to enable the film grain, and right away, you see, the amount. You can really lay it on thick. I like to have the very subtle feel of grain that still has kind of a natural feel. So film resolution, shadows, midtones, highlights, you get absolute control over your film grain, how much there is, where it's going, and just how little it is, and maybe just how granular it can be. So it's a lot of fun because you can sit here for a while and really dial in exactly what you want. Something else to note is that all of these tools have been meticulously worked on, whether it's the film stocks or the grain or the gate weave and the breathing. These are scientifically made to be as close of a representation of all of these grains and film stocks, Kodak and Fuji and what have you, as possible. So you're really getting some high quality stuff when you're using this, and it's also something that's just so different than a lot of the other plugins that I've used in the past. Okay, one more quick one from our A-Cam, our typical talking head that you see me in most of my videos that's right behind me. And this is going to be a really quick one. So this is, what I would do fairly quickly to achieve, something simple and that I think will look, pretty decent. So once I change it to Gen 5, I add the highlight recovery. We'll go ahead, add a node, and we are going to drop Dehancer, of course. And I add that node in case I want to go back to my original clip and do any adjustments on top of Dehancer that I want to keep separate from all of the adjustments that I've made in Dehancer. I kind of want to leave that to be its own animal. Go ahead and get this black magic. And with this, we'll go Ultra Max 400. And as you can see, we add that on and we're going to auto expand it. And as we push and pull, we see, a huge color shift, but we don't see much contrast. It's very flat. There's still not a lot of depth in there. But as we move down to print and we start to mess with that tonal contrast, we're going to bring back a lot of that depth and detail. And right there, it looks like a way better image. I mean, there's, from beginning to where we are now. And now, as it's going to get even more interesting, we'll move into the color head. And if we leave it on gang, we can just completely adjust the entire image all on its own. And something like this, I am very happy with. I can see there's a lot of warm tones in here. So maybe I want to add, a little bit blue back in just to, I don't know, maybe, and maybe just a little more cyan. Wow, look at this. There's where we were, and there's where we are now. So the obvious is that Dehancer is this powerful tool that you can pull out these old film stocks and really give your footage and film or video or whatever it is this very unique, specific look that is different from what most of us are seeing here on YouTube. And I think it's just a fun way to switch things up. A lot of us get, tied into a certain look and a certain feel, and we sort of go with that for a while. If you've been around my channel a long time, you've known that every single video is completely different as far as color and the lighting. It's always in just slightly a different place. Today's video, we have like today I have the light, the VL150 from Godox, about inches from my face right here. Of course, I have my microphone literally right, it's basically in the shot. And we're shooting with this Sigma 18-35 at about f3, but I do have the Freewell variable ND mist filter. It's at 2 stops right now. I just received this today from Freewell. I'll be doing a review and talking about that in an upcoming video. So if things look a little bit different, that's one, because everything in this video has been graded using Dehancer. And then also I have this new mist ND filter. So we're kind of seeing how that goes. So let me know what you think about that down below. So yeah, if this is your first time coming to this channel, check out some of my other videos. Hit the like button, drop a comment below, consider subscribing. I am still just amazed at the growth and the people who are coming through this channel. We hit 4,000 subscribers and now we're like at, I don't know, 4,300 or something. So I'm excited, and it's making me want to keep on creating awesome content that hopefully you are enjoying. And I got a haircut, so come on. And my wife doesn't even know about it yet. So, but she's gonna know once this video comes out. So that's not even gonna be a good joke anymore. Anyways, go create something and be safe.